arms! We are just days, hours away from an Apple event that Apple promises is a different kind of event. And I'll tell you what, this event is very important, possibly make or break situation for iPad. Apple's very different event will be live at a crispy, bright and early 7 a.m. Pacific time. Wow, so different. I know I'll definitely be watching live.
Good morning and welcome. We are so pleased that you could join us today.
Fun fact, these Apple events are pre-recorded, so they're just deciding to ruin your lives by releasing it at that time. No one forced them, except the devil. With that out of the way, let's talk Let Loose event and some of the biggest things you should be excited for. Based on the invites that Apple sent out and all the rumors that we've been hearing for 3 months straight, this event will be all about iPad. So of course, expect a bunch of iPads, but also some other goodies along the way. One of the biggest announcements right off the bat that you should be expecting is the big boy iPad Pro. Both sizes. Of course, like every refresh for iPad Pro, we're expecting some speed increases, like a new M4 chip to make your iPad Pro tasks never end up being iPad slow. Please clap.
Please clap.
Many analysts and publications are pointing to this event to be the one to finally debut OLED on iPad. In fact, we should be looking at both the 12.9-inch and 11-inch models to get the new display tech, which means some other rumors and theories may end up being true. You know the ones. Price increase! The current 12.9-inch iPad Pro sits at $1,100 hairs. This new one? Going up to a staggering $1,500 hairs. That is absurd, Tim. You know what you could get for that much money? You could buy like a really terrible, barely working car for that. But it's still a car. Alongside OLED, imagine, if you will, a matte anti-glare display option for iPad Pro. Because that could happen too, maybe, possibly, I don't know. Hey, remember how I said it would have the new M4 chip? No questions about that? You're not at all alarmed about that? You're just gonna let me gloss by that like it's nothing? If you're not paying attention at home, in case you didn't know, the current iPad Pro ships with the M2 chip. So, why are we jumping all the way to M4? Well, it could be because we just went 2 whole years without any iPad updates at all. So maybe they're just putting an M4 in there so that they can go another 2 years without updating anything. Or we're gonna need that power. We're gonna need the power of the M4. JDs and Littlemen, we might not have to wait until WWDC next month to see what sort of AI Apple is cooking up. These things are also going to be very thin, like pushing it too thin. Like this might be too much now. Got that iPad Pro on a little bit of Ozempic. Moving on from iPad Pro, let's talk about the lighter, airier one. Of the Air variety, iPad Air. The weirdly placed brother in the iPad family will also be getting a refresh, and something new. We're hearing that the Let Loose event will, for the first time, debut a new size option for iPad Air. So not only are we expecting some internal upgrades for iPad Air like a shiny new M2 chip, but rumors suggest a 10.9-inch option alongside a new beefy 12.9-inch size, of course, without any OLED tech. This information comes from a few rumors and analysis that we've been hearing for a while, but what makes this so concrete would be this. Apple device accessory maker company ESR has already launched some cases, and interestingly enough, there is a 12.9-inch iPad Air version on Amazon. And listen, I don't want to tell you how I know these things, but a lot of the times, the people that work in the supply chains are also close to people that work in around these sorts of products. They're in the same like vicinity, so CADs and dimensions are easily shared, if you catch what I'm putting down. The same company launched cases weeks ahead of that 10th generation basic bitch iPad announcement as well. So don't worry, we got the receipts, honey. So basically what I'm saying is that 12.9-inch iPad Air is going to be a lot like the 12.9-inch iPad Pro, except not at all. Thanks for watching. As per usual with iPad Air, we can still expect Apple to give us all sorts of fun colors and whatnot for this, and all at a lower price than you're gonna have to pay for that iPad Pro. But Apple, Small request. Can we get, better storage options for this thing? Maybe? Lil bro is still sitting at 64 gigabytes of storage for the base model. Like, Tim, okay, I get it. You like money. That's fine, but we live in a world where Genshin Impact is 30 gigabytes by itself. One app. People are dying out here, Tim! No matter how you look at it, this event on Tuesday is a big deal, major moment for iPad. The entire lineup is just confusing and stuck in limbo. Not to mention sales are plummeting. They haven't updated these things in 2 years. Every model they're about to announce better be as close to perfect as possible. But I doubt it. There's only one iPad that is truly perfect. And that's the iPad mini. Believe it or not, we're only halfway through this event. There's still more to talk about, more to ruin. But first, we're gonna hear from today's sponsor. Look out behind you! It's a data broker. Data brokers are evil businesses that exist just to siphon a ton of information about you. Phone numbers, addresses, social security numbers, even information on your relatives. And then they turn around and sell that information to advertisers and more. That's why today's episode is sponsored by Delete Me. Delete Me is the most trusted privacy service that helps you control your online data. In fact, I have personally been using them for years, and since 2010, Delete Me has helped people delete over 35 million pieces of data from the public web. When you sign up for Delete Me, their team of experts provide you a detailed report of everything those data collectors have on you. Then that team goes to work and gets you out of Google search results and all of these data broker websites. Take back control of your online data today. Use our code FPT to get a whopping 20% off a full year of all Delete Me US consumer plans, link in the description below. Now that the big hardware is out of the way, Apple's Let Loose event is also all about Apple Pencil. As if it wasn't obvious from the invites and stuff. Tim Cook himself basically confirmed that an Apple Pencil 3 is on the docket for May 7th, as seen by this tweet. Now I know you're thinking, you're like, well, I thought we had a third Apple Pencil. We did. Ish. Kinda, sort of, but not, no, The USB-C one? No, that's not real, not part of Apple canon. I will say, however, that a real Apple Pencil 3 very much needed. As of now, we're expecting the next entry of iPad Pencil to feature Find My integration as well as interchangeable magnetic tips, a feature they borrowed from me. This would allow for different writing and drawing, tactile feeling, texture stuff. I don't know. Listen, man, I haven't touched a pencil since 2008. 9to5Mac even found this little gem inside of iPadOS 17.5 that suggests Apple Pencil 3 could also be receiving a new squeeze feature. Also borrowed from me, a feature that could act as a shortcut for things like changing brushes, adding signatures, and possibly a lot more. Lastly, but certainly not leasty, and perhaps the thing this is sad to say, I might be most excited about this, a new Magic Keyboard. So far, what we're hearing is that a brand new 2024 Magic Keyboard is on the way with an all-aluminum case and a larger trackpad area, with the intent being to make the Magic Keyboard look more like the keyboard trackpad area of a MacBook Air or Pro. And hopefully that will help you absolute monsters, you weirdos, that use your iPads like MacBooks feel less like weirdos and monsters. Just to be clear, so we're on the same page here, I love iPads. I didn't write Brian writes the show. He writes the jokes, he writes the show, not me. If you have an issue with what I just said, take it up with him. Send a postcard to his address listed here. You get that? Again, this event is a sleeper. It's sneaky. It seems like it doesn't matter, but I have a feeling it matters. But it will never matter as much as the iPad mini. The best iPad that has ever iPadded. The last iPad standing. The only one left that doesn't try to attach accessories and try to be too much. It just does iPad things. It is the best iPad. I will die on this hill.